Hey guys.
Cool
I know,
cats
I
and
know.
kittens.
It's not Monday, yet here I am. Not
Here
with
you
Brooke, though.
are.
We've got our first spin-off series.
Woo woo.
So, haven't decided if this is going up Wednesday or Thursday yet, so I'm not going to say the day of a week. But Cardboard Empire doesn't like to limit themselves to movies. We know there are vast arrays of content in the world.
Yeah.
So, my co-host, Callie.
Might recognize me from Fast Times at Ridgemont High episode.
Yes,
Hopefully
our guest star.
hopefully my voice isn't as douchey and bitchy sounding. Try to decrease the nerves today so I don't sound like I should be at Sweet Valley High.
I guess we'll see. That could just be your voice.
Very upset no one's told me that before, but here we are.
And we're here to talk about television. No, not the band, although that's great and you should listen to them. Actual television. More specifically, television from the 2000s.
And even more specifically, teenage rom-coms, drama series, the CW, Freeform. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I feel like the 2000s really, excuse me, the 2000s really peaked in bad teen TV.
Some could say it's problematic. Some could say it's a guilty pleasure. But
Some could just say it's
fantastic.
mindless background noise.
But truly iconic.
It is, and we've seen, I don't want to say we haven't seen it all, but we've seen a lot of it.
Most of it, I would say.
And some of them we haven't revisited since the 2000s. So that's what we're doing now.
And we decided to start with one of the greats, The Secret Life of the American Teenager.
The worst of the greats. Or the great
Greatest
of
of
the
the
worst.
worst.
The best of the worst.
It's kind of like when R. Kelly said that he's the world's greatest. Is that too deep?
That's fair. Yeah. Greatest of the worst. Yeah, so this, we debated on how many episodes to do per episode, I guess. We were going to do a full season in an episode, but that would have probably been like
12
at
hours.
least 4 hours long, and we don't have time for that. So we're going to do this in chunks of 6.
Yes.
So today we are here to talk about the first 6 episodes of The Secret Life of the American Teenager. And I will start off with our lovely Google synopsis and read that to you now.
Thank you, Jen.
Brenda Hampton, the creator of Seventh Heaven, is behind the drama of the... I can't even read, guys, sorry. The creator of Seventh Heaven, Brenda Hampton, is behind the drama about the ways a teen pregnancy affects the lives of close-knit friends and family members. When Amy finds out she's pregnant after a fling at band camp, she faces a number of challenges. Her decisions have far-reaching effects on her family, friends, but Amy also learns that most teens in her school have issues they must deal with.
So many issues.
So relatable.
My first comment is, did you go to marching band camp, Jen?
I did, but it wasn't really a camp. It was just a afternoon.
Right. That's what I was kind of wondering, because it didn't seem like her band camp was like a sleepover camp, American Pie-esque. She came home every day.
Did she? We never really saw it.
I mean, she walked home from it, so I had hoped that if it was like a week-long overnight thing, her parents would have been nice enough to pick her up. But she just walked home in her marching band top and jeans, carrying that French horn. So I was just wondering, like, when there was time to have a fling. But apparently there was.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, so that's kind of how the episode started out. Amy walking home. Said hi to Mom, who is Molly Ringwald, who is not married to Jake Ryan.
We're not talking about episode 1 yet.
Oh, we're not?
We did the description of the show.
I'm sorry, guys.
My
I'm sorry.
God.
Hopefully
Where's
Jen
your
cuts this.
professionalism?
I'm a
I don't
newbie.
cut stuff.
This is only my second episode of a podcast ever. My first own show. Unlike Amy, I feel like I'm a virgin here.
Okay. Well, let's get back on track. I've read the description of the entire series, and now let's begin with episode 1. Season 1, episode 1, Secret Life. 15-year-old Amy Juergens. Her life is turned upside down when she finds out she's pregnant.
Da-da-dum, sound effects, button pressing.
All right. So, what are your opinions on episode 1?
Well, like I said before, Amy had that camp. I wish I knew how it worked so I could actually figure out how she had sex. But that's just my logistical brain working. Pretty much the whole first episode is just a whole bunch of problematic trash. First, Amy needs new friends. She needs a new family. Molly Ringwald didn't marry Jake Ryan from 16 Candles.
Well, he wasn't the best guy either.
No,
but we're not here to talk about 16 Candles.
There was a lot that happened. I mean, it was good to be introduced to every single character, but there was just a lot to unpack.
It was quite the first episode of a TV show.
Yeah. My other comment is that it only took 15 seconds to do her pregnancy test because they had shown her mom talking to her about everything. She put leftovers in the microwave.
Pot roast, her favorite.
Yes. No one's favorite is pot roast. Another problem.
I really like pot roast.
But then there was only 15 seconds left of the microwave, and Amy shook the pregnancy test, which you're not supposed to do. Then all of a sudden she had her results when the microwave dinged.
It was really dramatic.
Yeah.
And that was like literally the first 15 seconds of the show, too.
Yeah. It was a lot.
And we get introduced to her sister, Ashley, who's rebelling at 13.
Dressing up like trying to be goth, trying to be sexy, like
Big
Hot
titty
Topic.
goth girlfriend.
Yeah, like 2002 Hot Topic. Her parents are upset.
Except it was 2008.
Yeah. Her parents are upset about her clothes. Her dad is problematic in himself. That's going to be my new favorite word because that's what this whole show is.
He's just like generic dopey dad from the 60s.
Yeah. His one comment that really stood out was, boys only like nice girls, and then forbid sex.
Until after you've been married for several years.
Yes. But you have to be a nice girl.
Yeah. And then I think they go to school, and that's where we meet her gaggle of girlfriends.
Who just suck. Oh my god. I had some shitty friends in high school, but these girls suck.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to give them the benefit of the doubt right now that maybe they're just teenage girls.
Naive.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are technically all supposed to be 15, and
that's very
15-year-olds aren't always known for their tact.
No, I definitely had zero tact.
That's true. And then we meet the infamous Ben. Ugh.
Ben reminds me of my first boyfriend, Brandon.
Ugh.
Just way too much.
Did Brandon call women dames?
No, I'm pretty sure he didn't know what that word was. But I meant more like his...
My woman. My lady.
His over...
I love you. I've only known you for an hour, but I love you.
Just so much. But the best part is that Ben wasn't even interested in Amy. He was just dared to ask her out. And then an hour later, all of a sudden, she's his little Amy.
Yes. I just almost spilled red wine on my white carpet.
Because that's what Ben makes you feel.
But Henry and Alice are all right. Ben's friends.
Yeah, Alice is the only sane one, along with the guidance counselor.
Oh, no.
Well, the guidance
The
counselor.
guidance counselor is awful. I wrote that here. I wrote guidance counselor. What the fuck?
He's awful, but at least he says some sane things every now and then.
He has brief moments of clarity, but
Yeah.
the majority of it is he's such an enabler with Ben.
Oh,
Be
yeah.
calling out Ben.
I mean, a few episodes later, we'll get there. But then we are also introduced to Ricky, who is
Ricky.
culprit of said pregnancy.
He's the drummer in the band.
Typical bad boy. He just thinks every girl wants him. They show that every girl wants him.
And they show that he gets every girl.
Yeah. Typical bad boy, James Dean vibes.
Yeah. I think he's got a leather jacket at some point.
Probably has a bike at some point too.
Yeah.
But then Ricky also brings us to Adrian.
Oh, Adrian.
Just poor girl. I want to give her a hug.
I don't know where the creators did their research on 15-year-olds.
She's 16.
Oh, is she?
She has that convertible.
Even so. And what kind of school they go to that doesn't have dress codes, apparently.
For real. Also, side note, the actress that plays Adrian gave
Selena Gomez's best friend.
Kidney donor. They're not friends anymore, allegedly.
Oh.
Because she's upset because Selena Gomez allegedly did drugs and drank a lot after receiving the kidney. And that wasn't, she's like, I gave you this kidney. We had complications afterwards, and now you're just throwing it away.
Anyways.
Sidetracked.
Don't have time for that drama. What about Grace and Jack?
Poor Grace. Love her. I think she is more of a 15-year-old in the show than anyone else. She listens to what her parents tell her to do, rebels a little bit, just wants to be loved. They did her dirty with like that typical religious girl thing where she's wearing like the mini skirt and the crop top cardigan with no tank top underneath and gave her the purity ring.
Yeah. Yeah, the show's creators don't really hide the religious notes behind the show.
Granted, still
definitely tell it's the creator of Seventh Heaven.
Yes, absolutely. And then Jack, who thinks that Grace's purity is his decision.
Yeah, he is definitely the dumb jock guy stereotype in the show.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's shown buying an essay off of someone.
Thinking that
he's not smart enough to read a book on his own.
And gets mad when he gets an 80%. But then the guy's like, sorry, how to make it believable. And then he's like, oh yeah, okay, dude. High five.
I do like that later on. I don't think it was this episode, but they show that same guy who sells essays handing out business cards.
Yes. I wrote that down, like business card for cheating. Love it. But no. So that was like the intro of all the characters. There's still more, but we're not there yet.
Those are the main ones. And in true teen TV show fashion, I Googled the ages that all of these actors would have been at the time when this was filmed.
Like 20.
Aside from Amy, who's played by Shailene Woodley, who would have been around 16 at the time this was filmed. Ricky would have been around 20.
Yeah.
Ben is around 18. Grace was around 21.
Really?
Jack was around 23. And Adrian was around 19.
I think Grace just has that face because she still looks how she
exactly
does.
The same.
Yeah, that's why I kind of thought maybe she was like 17.
Nope.
I read an article that Shailene Woodley just recently did about being cast in this role and how she thought
I saw that too.
It was going to be some great like feminist stance, like political stance, blah blah blah, on like touching on teen hard topics. But then she realized like in her contract, like, oh, this show isn't doing what I thought it was going to do, but now I'm stuck.
Yep. Locked into that contract.
Anywho, that was another spiral. We get to the football
The
game.
relationships.
Yeah. They have the big football game, and Jack is still all pissed off that Grace has decided to be pure until marriage, and being the typical jock teenage character he is, he goes and cheats on Grace with Adrian, the known flirt.
Yes.
I didn't want to say a mean word because that's the feminist in me. The school...
She does not hide her sexuality.
Yes. She is very sex positive.
Yes.
And Grace's brother catches Jack cheating, yells for Grace. The whole school comes out and sees this kiss.
Yes. The kiss.
In quotation.
In quotes.
Yes. Which we later find out was a blowjob.
This after football dance was also Amy and Ben's first date.
Yes.
And speaking of this dance, there was a full-blown buffet there.
Yeah, I want to know the school they go to.
I want to know if any of you guys have ever been to a school dance. Not even like a homecoming dance. This was just after the football game.
Yeah.
And they had a full-blown like barbecue buffet.
Well, it was sponsored by the youth group.
Okay.
That's what it was Jack's stepdad's church's teen rec center.
Okay. So it's just like a back to school thing?
Yeah. But I don't think it was like the parents brought a potluck. I still think it was like... I don't remember.
It was weird.
There was like appetizers and stuff.
And that's when we see Amy looking nauseous and she doesn't eat.
Yes, because she's pregnant.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. We see, I think before the dance, Amy's friends come up to her with some really bad advice because they find out that she's pregnant.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, you're going on a date with Ben? Well, why don't you just have sex with Ben and then say the baby's his?
I mean...
No one will know.
Well, and because his dad's the king of sausage, so they know he has money.
Exactly.
I mean, hypothetically, great advice. Get the rich boy to be the baby's father versus the foster kid.
Ugh.
Which we also learn about Ricky. We see his therapy appointment, and we learn he's a foster kid and that he's in foster care because his dad sexually abused him. So we get another tough teen topic involved of that, plus teen pregnancy, plus sex. There's just a lot in one episode, like we said.
The show really lays it on thick.
Yeah. But other than that, I think that was pretty much...
I do like that it started with an Avril Lavigne song.
Oh, yeah. The
hey, you, I'm like your girlfriend.
No way, no way. All right. Should we go to episode 2?
I guess, yeah. Episode 1 was just kind of introducing us to everyone, warts and all.
Yeah. Episode 2, really, I don't know if you want to start the synopsis after you're done coughing.
Yeah, I thought I muted that. Episode 2, You Are My Everything. Ricky continues to look for more from his relationship with Amy.
Oh, was that it?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I don't really know how he's looking for more.
Well, at the beginning of the episode, you can kind of see him like down the hall, like looking at Amy, watching her.
It's really like 10 seconds.
Yeah, that's really it.
But I would say this whole episode is just Amy in denial, pretending she's not pregnant. It's so frustrating.
Yeah, that was a quote I wrote down from, I think, one of her gaggle of girlfriends.
Yeah.
You can't just pretend like this isn't happening.
Right.
You're going to be able to tell soon.
Yeah, and she's basically just like, I'm just going to date Ben now, and I'm not pregnant. That's how it works, right?
15-year-old logic.
Yeah. But we also get where the secret of Ricky having sex with Amy at band camp is starting to spread around the school because he told Adrian and someone must have heard. And then Amy's shitty friends also have loud mouths, and Henry and Alice heard them.
Yep. Some people are starting to catch on.
Mainly Ben.
Ugh. Like, I'm gonna marry my Amy.
Yeah, that's when he's freaking out. And that's when he called her my little Amy. He runs to the guidance counselor, who did say one thing that I did like. He said, "What Amy did before you is none of your business." Which
that was good.
That was one of his moments of clarity, which I think is very important in any relationship, even 15-year-old ones, I guess.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. He's not all bad, but he's still pretty bad.
Yeah. It also brings us to Ben and Amy swap I love yous.
After they've been on one kind of date.
Yeah, she seemed very hesitant at first about saying it because she knows she's pregnant.
And she also knows that they barely know each other.
Yeah, she hasn't even told Ricky she loves him, and they've been even closer. Did Ben and Amy finally kiss? I can't remember.
I don't remember either.
I don't think so. I think that's the next episode.
Yeah. And then we get Grace is dealing with Jack cheating.
And her dad trying to be the one logical person, saying, no, you shouldn't take him back. But, you know, when a parent tells you no, you're going to say yes.
Yeah.
Is that when Jack goes and talks to her dad, trying to state his case?
Maybe.
Which I can't even imagine any one of my high school boyfriends going to Neil or going to my dad and being like, I was a shitty person. Can I take her out again? That's just weird to me.
Is that when he said he's going to smite him?
Yeah. But otherwise, I don't think there was really anything else in this episode besides Amy being in denial and Ben being a creep.
Yeah, and people starting to think something's up.
Yeah. Do you have anything else about episode 2?
Not really. It was just kind of rumor spreading episode.
Mm-hmm.
There was no dances, no football games.
Right.
No events, just kind of a regular old episode.
Yeah. Should we move on to episode 3?
I feel sick.
Oh.
Amy is scared her secret may be revealed to her parents. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, it kind of starts with Amy's pants aren't buttoning.
Yeah, she's starting to show.
She gets sick at school.
And we forgot the worst part. Ben is practicing making out on a teddy bear.
Yes, that was really creepy. Henry and Alice walk in on him just going at Amy Bear. Very creepy.
So gross.
The other thing is that Amy's mom and her sister Ashley are getting gas at a gas station that gives you a free box of tampons when you fill up your tank, which great marketing. I love it. Tampons are expensive.
Yeah, that was pretty weird.
But their pediatrician stops by at the gas station, says hi, and Amy's mom confronts her about an insurance bill she got in. I truly thought the doctor was going to break some HIPAA laws because that's the kind of show this is, but she didn't. Thank God. So
yeah, because in the first episode, after a dozen or so pregnancy tests, Amy finally went to the doctor.
Surprised she did that.
And got it confirmed.
Yeah, and I think throughout the first 3 episodes, the doctor's been trying to get a hold of Amy to be like, hey, you should come back in. Have you told your mom yet?
Yeah. Time's running out on decisions you can make about this.
Yeah. My other favorite part of this episode was Adrian's I Recycle Boys t-shirt.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
It was an I and then the recycling logo and then boys, which great wardrobe decision. Love it.
And was this also the carnival episode?
Yes, they went to the county fair and it's the start of Ricky being Grace's fake boyfriend so she can go out with Jack, which...
Yeah. I mean, I guess the plan might work for a little while.
It could. I mean, Ricky gets to go have sex with Adrian. Grace gets to be with Jack.
Except Adrian is not a big fan of this plan.
No, she is not, because she really just wants Ricky to herself.
Yeah, she doesn't trust that Ricky doesn't have feelings for Grace, which is understandable because considering like 90% of the time he's talking with Grace, he's flirting.
Yeah, he is truly a fuckboy. He's trying to pretend to be good and be Grace's hero because I think he wants to like deflower the good girl.
Yeah, he's also like he's going along with Grace's plans on introducing him to Christ.
Yeah, and he even met her parents, offered to stay home and play board games with them instead of going to the fair.
What is Scruples?
Maybe generic Scrabble. Maybe they can't say Scrabble.
I don't know. I'm going to Google that right now because that was like my last note I wrote. It was like, what the fuck is Scruples?
But at this county fair, Ben and Amy are also there. Henry and Alice made this big plan with Ben that Ben should get his first kiss with Amy on the carousel. But bringing the pregnant girl on the carousel several times is not good for the stomach. She ends up throwing up.
Scruples is a card game based on ethical dilemmas.
Oh.
So it's you just make players sweat as they ask each other what they would do in moral predicaments.
Not the game I want to play with the religious family.
No.
Probably not the game for Ricky.
No, not at all.
But Amy gets sick at the carnival. She gets driven home by Ben's limo driver and Ben.
And I think this is when Ashley, Amy's sister, starts to suspect something's up.
Yes.
She's like, you threw up on the carousel? You love the carousel.
You have boobs now. I think this is actually, she does straight up, because during the beginning of the episode, Ashley tells Amy that she's sexy because she's got boobs now.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the episode, when she does come home after being sick, she straight up asks Amy, "Are you pregnant?" And Amy says yes. And then all of a sudden, Ben comes to the house very late at night with some ginger ale.
And like her jacket that she threw up on.
And she's like out in her nightie with her stomach showing.
Well, she's got the big robe wrapped around her.
Yeah, that's true. And then they kiss.
Yeah.
That was the big moment.
And then we're also that same night kind of tuned into that the Jurgens' parents are having some problems.
Yes. Her mom keeps telling her dad, like, you've been spending a lot of time at the furniture store that he works at. Why have you been late so much? Mm-hmm. We're getting that weirdness. Yeah. Oh. Was this... No, this wasn't that episode. Okay. Episode 4.
Episode 4. Caught. Amy and Ben's relationship grows stronger. And my first note was, LOL, what the fuck opening?
Was that the Ricky and Grace?
Yeah. Yep.
So during Ricky and Grace's big plan of sneaking around, Ricky falls asleep at Adrian's house, forgets to pick Grace up from her date with Jack. Grace is standing at an ATM.
Yeah, because Jack just dropped her off at some random bank, apparently in the skeevy part of town.
Because he's a douche. And she's in her cheerleading outfit, and 2 drunk creeps come driving by and try to assault her. But She gets down on her knees, prays to God for a miracle, smashes a beer bottle that was thrown at her, and threatens him. But all
And then Ricky swoops in and saves the day.
Shirtless,
because Adrian wouldn't give him his shirt back.
Her insecurity gives me so much like cringy feelings all the time.
This show just gives me cringy feelings all the time.
Very true. But somehow the bank's security footage was leaked to the news, and this whole act of Grace praying and saving the day is all over the news.
Yep, and Grace and Ricky's secret is out.
Dun, dun, dun. And which causes for some chaos at school. Why was Ricky...
And somehow Ben turns this to make it about himself.
Yes, he's an idiot, says to Amy, wow, wasn't Grace a hero? And she goes, you like Grace? And then he makes it all about Ricky and Amy.
Yeah. And I just wrote, God, Ben, shut the fuck up. Not everything's about you.
Yeah.
Oh.
He said, where is it? Sorry. Maybe I didn't write it down. Oh, I wrote Ben is psycho in all uppercase letters underlined.
It's pretty accurate.
Yeah. But then Adrian wears Ricky's shirt to school with her hot pink lacy bra. And it was a button-up shirt, so she tied it like the naughty schoolgirl look. And then
only buttoned like one button, so her bra was fully out.
And then she rips the shirt off and throws it at Grace and was like, here's where her shirt was. Storms out of the school in her bra. And then Jack, being a psycho too, making this all about him, rips his shirt off and tells Grace this is what a real man looks like.
Yeah.
Because there are my God. Rules at the school. Yes.
And then Jack and Adrian get together later on. And he says, basically, let me introduce you to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. So now Jack is on a mission to save Adrian.
And then I have, Ben is just psycho. And Amy had the football game after school to perform at for marching band and was ignoring Ben's phone calls and texts all day. And Amy's dad came to watch her perform or pick her up, but Ben ambushes them and is like, no, Mr. Jurgens, I'm taking Amy out on a date. Bye. And her dad just says yes. And Amy's pissed that she gets ambushed.
Yep. So Ben is being a level 10 clinger here.
Yes. And then during that time, Amy's dad refers to her as precious cargo. That was like, okay. But yeah, then we also have Grace wanting to save Ricky as well.
Yes. So is this when they all go to church?
Yes. So Grace brings Ricky to church. Jack brings Adrian to church. And then it's the battle of who can save who.
Yeah.
It's a lot. All four of them are trying to make each other jealous.
And it really doesn't go well.
Not at all. But also during that time frame, we have Amy's parents are blowing up too.
And we find out Adrian's mom is home and she's got a man friend.
Mm-hmm.
And Adrian's not too thrilled.
No.
But she also decides to start helping Jack with school.
That's true. Kind of a perk in there. He's going to save her. She's going to save him. It's adorable. Truly great couple. We also learned that Amy loves Al Gore. Don't know why I wrote that down.
Probably because Shailene Woodley loved Al Gore.
Yes. She came downstairs to Ben and her dad bonding over a gift basket of meat and bonding about politics, everything, hating vegetarians. And then they bonded over hating Al Gore, and Amy said she loved Al Gore.
Yeah. Just a couple of Republican males.
Yes. And then Ben actually learns from his dad, who has suspected Amy's pregnancy all along.
Yeah, but the main reason they keep on suspecting it is because Amy's eating a lot.
Yeah, so
It's like
by
that.
that
That could
calculation,
also
I'm
just.
pregnant.
I know, it's like, but that could just be because she's a 15-year-old girl in puberty. And
Yeah,
teenagers eat a lot.
right. And I would also think, like, I've never been pregnant, so don't quote me. But during that time is when you're having a lot of morning sickness.
Yeah, they just like showed her in the last episode being nauseated by food and throwing up.
Yeah, so I don't know if she would really be binging a lot, but he brings her
I
on a
don't know.
picnic.
Maybe it's because the moments when she's not nauseous, she's just then starving.
Yeah.
So it's like, let's take advantage of this while we can.
So she's still mad at him, but he bribes her with a plate of chicken wings. And I wrote down, even chicken wings couldn't make me spend time with Ben.
No, nothing.
And I love
would
chicken
make me
wings.
spend time with Ben.
And I want to talk about their picnic where he literally pulls out a white china plate.
That's the next episode.
No, it's not. It bleeds in together.
Okay, because I got the picnic stuff on my
on
episode
the
5.
During the end of episode 4, and it bleeds into episode 5.
Okay.
Because that's when
episode 5 is What Have You Done to Me? Amy makes a decision about her pregnancy.
Yeah. So it
Pick
started
up back at the picnic, the chicken wing picnic.
He brings out a white china plate just of perfectly placed chicken wings out of a picnic basket. Don't know how
They didn't even look like good chicken wings. They were like half sauced and they looked old.
They look like the chicken wings that our dad would get in the bag from Costco that you just put in the microwave.
Yeah.
But allegedly he made them himself.
I know.
So I don't think there was ranch either, or blue cheese, or whatever people prefer.
And then I also had the thought of like, I wonder how many chicken wings Shailene Woodley had to eat while filming this.
Isn't she vegetarian? I wonder if she was
so.
then.
Yeah, I don't know. But I was like, poor girl has to keep eating these sad looking chicken wings over and over again.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very true. But during this episode, he proposes to Amy.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ, Ben.
And in that proposal, she's like, I'm pregnant. And he goes, yeah, are you? They cry. He proposes. It's a hot mess. I don't even know if she said yes or no.
Well, you forgot when she was talking about being pregnant, she called herself a whore. Yeah. And Ben turns to her and is like, but you're my whore.
Yeah. Really, again, problematic. I wrote, the fuck is that proposal? What the fuck? He came up with the brilliant idea that he was going to raise the baby as his own. Ricky doesn't need to know about the baby because there he goes being insecure and obsessed with Ricky. Yeah.
Oh, I hate Ben so much. I remember when the show was out and so many people loved Ben and wanted Amy to be with Ben. It's like, Ben is literally the worst character on this show.
And I'm sure you've watched this show as much as I have. I think I've watched it maybe 3 or 4 times.
I haven't done it that many times.
He doesn't ever get a good character arc, not to jump ahead, but he just sucks throughout the whole show. And he is only obsessed with himself. Doesn't care about anyone else. It's always about what makes him better, and I hate him.
Yeah, he's literally the worst. And, going on the bad men in this show arc, we find out Amy's dad is cheating
with Adrian's mother.
Well, that's not till the end of the episode.
We haven't gone in order. And so he gets the boot, tells Amy he's going to Vegas for a work thing. Ashley knows that he's getting the boot because he's horrible.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad.
And then Amy finally starts talking about her pregnancy realistically, and she's starting to convince herself that she wants an abortion. Mm-hmm. And one of her friends is okay with that. She's like, it's her choice. But her other friend is like, Amy, you can't do it. I'm Catholic. You can't do it.
Yeah, because her redhead friend, I think it's Lauren, I think.
Lauren sounds right.
Which the redhead friend is in another show, but I can't remember at this time what it is.
Yeah.
And she's like 30 years old while filming the show. She is the worst. Like, both of her friends suck, but she sucks the most. And she's like Ben, where everything just revolves around her.
Madison. Her name's Madison.
Oh, sorry. The other one's Lauren.
Yeah.
But Madison
And
sucks.
she was on the show Still Standing.
Yes.
And she would have been like 20 while filming this.
Because I remember when the show came out was when Still Standing, I think, must have just stopped airing.
Yeah.
But they just suck. And also in that, her sister tells Amy not to tell her mom that she's pregnant because there's so much going on at home that I'm like, what the hell, Ashley?
Well, Ashley's only 13.
I know. And I think Adrian kind of hears the rumblings that Amy's pregnant, and she asks to meet Amy after school to drive her home because she wants to talk to her. Because Adrian, throughout being kind of a terrible person, I would think would be one of the best people to talk to because she is so sex positive. So I thought that was a good move. Unfortunately, it doesn't get to happen.
No, because Amy goes home early from school.
Because the guidance counselor calls her into the office.
And the rumors at school just continue to make their way around, and Grace hears something. At least I'm pretty sure it's Grace. Yeah.
Grace was told by her dad.
Right. And then
the doctor.
She had a funny line as well, because also the rumors about Amy's parents having troubles have been coming around. So Grace is like, divorce, abortion? Oh, that poor family, or something like that.
Oh, no. They're all going to die.
Yeah, and then Grace is going off on that tangent, and that's when Jack comes in, and he drops some real truths, but kind of in a dickish way.
Oh, yeah. That was rough, being like, I only dated you because my stepdad, who is their pastor, told me to, so he could get in good with your family.
Yeah. And then also, like, I can't remember exactly what it was, but he was going off on her about Amy's decision to get an abortion or something.
But also,
it's like, just because you're not having sex doesn't mean we can't, or something, or everybody else can't.
Grace is a hypocrite because her mom was divorced, and her first marriage was actually to Amy's dad.
I don't think that she knows that right now, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, everyone else knows.
Yeah.
But Amy gets called into the guidance counselor's office, and he is trying to be going in a roundabout way, asking her, like, hey, I've heard some stuff about you. If there's anything you need to talk about, I'm here for you. Is there anything you want to talk about? And she's like, nope. And that kind of was
and
when
it's also when we get to hear that she had this whole plan for her life.
That she really wanted to go to Juilliard. And
then be in the New York Philharmonic Orchestra or something.
Yeah. And so that, I think when she's kind of realizing, like, having a kid would maybe harbor all these things. So she walks out of school.
Yes.
Her friends are still abortion shaming her.
Not Lauren.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
But also during this time, Ricky's trying to seduce Grace some more by pretending that he's a good guy and is like, oh, that's awful. If Amy's pregnant, why would she want an abortion? That's awful. We need to save Amy, save this baby. Grace, let's become a god team. Oh.
Yeah.
And on top of that is also when Grace found out that Jack got a blowjob from Adrian, and it wasn't just a kiss.
It wasn't just a kiss.
Yes.
It's a kiss of a different kind.
But basically this episode just was a lot. It's kind of like episode 1, where there was just so much that happened.
It was, yeah. And it ended with us seeing Papa Jurgens and Adrian's mom together.
Yes. Oh, he had called Amy.
Yeah, to just check in.
And Amy answered, and she comes up behind him, gives him a kiss on the cheek.
Mm-hmm.
Tells him it's gonna be okay.
Episode 6, another big one. called Love for Sale. Amy reveals her secret to her mother.
Yeah. So this episode started with Amy creeping in the kitchen.
Yeah, sitting in the dark at the table.
Her mom not noticing her while she's making her coffee. And then, boop, there's Amy crying. Yep. And she keeps whispering, I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant.
No, she says, I'm having a baby.
Oh, sorry.
And that's when her mom's like, what? Is this like a project for school? Like those fake babies?
Yeah. But her mom, no. I would say her mom acted fairly well.
Yeah, I was like, thank God she finally told her mom.
Yeah, and her mom, I would say if you were finding out your 15-year-old is pregnant,
she handled it as best she could.
Yeah, granted, it was a scripted show. There were tears. There was like real feelings.
Yep.
She's like, we're going to figure this out.
Yep. Going to get you an appointment with a real
doctor. She calls in sick for Amy and Ashley for the week. They're going to miss school.
I did like her call, though. She's like, Amy's not going to be in today. In fact, she's not going to be in the rest of the week. We have to go to Chicago because someone died.
Doesn't matter who.
Exactly. But just like that, you just said because someone died. You couldn't just think up of a family member.
I don't think, like, have I used the grandma or the great aunt card before?
I remember working at McDonald's, and when I would call in, I'd have to keep track of the family members that I'd figuratively killed off.
Yep. I feel like doing that, like, there's going to be some karma that gets back one day. Like, I've had, like, we realistically do have 4 aunts or 5 aunts. And I think
more than that if you count, like, by marriage.
Yeah. I think I've killed off at least 10. So one day I think karma's going to come back.
Yep.
Like, all of our grandparents, like, I don't even...
Yeah. And then I remember
the grandparents.
Getting back to the show, I remember at the end of that scene, I think Amy goes upstairs and you just see her mom slump in a chair, just like looking defeated.
She hasn't even had coffee yet.
No. And her husband's cheating on her. Her daughter's pregnant.
Her other daughter is like a hoe, a wannabe hoe. But this episode really centers around the conversation of abortion and the right to choose.
Yeah.
I think it's handled well, but it's also handled very, like, frustratingly.
That's because the show's made by Brenda Hampton, who also did Seventh Heaven, we mentioned. Yeah. And both of those shows are very religious. And you can definitely see Brenda Hampton's views coming in, and she's very pro-life.
I also think, too, if you're thinking, like, these kids are 15 and 16, and you at that point, I don't think, at least I know, I hadn't really formed my own views yet in life. I didn't really have a lot of knowledge to go off of, especially where we grew up in such a conservative, religious small town that I was talking to our cousin about this the other day, was that I chose in high school that I was a Republican based off of the cute boy in my class who declared himself a Republican in economics class.
Gross.
And obviously that is not my viewpoints now, especially going to college and moving out of a small town and really experiencing life. But when you're 15 and that seems to be a very religious town, you don't have your own ideas formed yet, really.
Yeah, and I think her mom handled it well, because Amy did bring up to her mom that she was thinking about having an abortion, and her mom's like, I think she says, like, I can't make up your mind. I have my own views on life, but we'll essentially talk about this at the doctor with the doctor.
Right. Well, and also, like, a woman being 35, 40, however old she is, having an abortion compared to a 15-year-old girl who hasn't even, like, gone, like, maybe she just got her period last year.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Hasn't even, gotten her license or her permit.
Yeah, anyway, so Amy stays home from school and her mom takes her phone away.
Very weird. Oh, after she had called her dad and told her dad that she was pregnant.
I think it was a good idea to take the phone away though, because her mom's like, you need time to think right now.
Well, she had also already talked to her mom about the potential of marrying Ben and saying this is Ben's baby. Ben and I are going to take care of it. I'm going to move into their house. Yeah. And then on that note, we have Ben's dad, who is even as bad as Ben, trying to entertain this idea of marriage, and goes and visits Amy's dad at work to be like, hey, I'll raise your daughter and this baby. Let them move in with me, have our kids get married.
Yeah.
And then...
Not the smartest adults on this show. And
not at all.
No. And then Amy's friends are at school, and they're speculating that, oh my God, she's at the doctor right now getting it done. So they call Ashley's phone to check and see what's going on. And that's when Amy realizes Ashley still has her phone. So Amy uses Ashley's phone to call Adrian to go to the doctor. 2
points on that. Ashley telling Lauren and Madison that they are shitty friends. Loved it. Good sister power move there. And also Amy calling 411 to get Adrian's phone number. Didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, very 2000s move there.
Also, like, I didn't, especially if she's a minor, like, is the phone in her name? I don't know. I shouldn't think of logistics.
Somehow works out.
Yeah, and so she calls Adrian and is like, I need you to take me to the clinic.
Yeah. And Adrian's like, okay, girl, I'm on my way.
But then Ben, having to have the psycho sense that he has, he's like, were you talking to Amy? I'm going to pay you $250 to take me with you. And Adrian, unfortunately, says yes.
$250 is $250.
Yes. And so Ben comes with Amy and Adrian to the abortion clinic.
And news about that somehow spreads because then Grace and Ricky are on it.
I'm going to blame her shitty friends for that one too.
Yep.
And Ricky, being still trying to seduce Grace, was like, let's go to the clinic and save this baby.
Yeah.
And then I love that the clinic secretary sees Grace right away and is like, no, girl.
Get out.
No protesting today. And yeah.
Yeah, and then nothing happens at the clinic.
Well, Amy has a breakdown and calls Ben back in and decides that she doesn't want to do it. She just wants to go home and talk to her mom.
Yeah, and then I think, is that when we end up back in the counselor's office with Ben and his dad shows up?
Yeah, I don't know how Ben got from like being at the abortion clinic to going back to school. Like, I don't know.
TV magic.
But the guidance counselor's like, you can't marry Amy. You guys are 15. This marriage isn't going to work out.
Yeah. And then his dad barges in and is just exactly the same as Ben.
And invites the counselor to eat pizza with them and talk about it.
Yeah, so that's kind of where we're at. That was the first...
Well, no, we had Amy goes home and talks to her mom.
Yeah.
And they kind of decide, hey, let's maybe not marry Ben yet. Let's wait till you're out of college. It's not Ben's baby. Oh, and then that's when Amy's mom informs her of basically saying you don't want to end up owing a guy for saving you. And that's when they learned that Amy was actually conceived before her parents were married.
Oh, yeah, and they got married because she was pregnant.
And her mom's been feeling like she's been making that up to her dad this whole time.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where we really end up.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
It's a lot of... I don't even know.
It's a lot.
It's a lot of craziness.
One thing I will say is that I loved Amy's fashion choice of always wearing tank top dresses over jeans.
She got really lucky. Those kind of shirt dress things were popular at that time.
Very layered. That side part.
Oh,
loved it.
I wanted that hair so bad growing up, but I just don't think I had the volume.
No. I also remember when this show came out, I don't know if you were still at home, or was that right after you graduated?
Yeah. The show aired in the summer of 2008.
Yeah, so I remember when it came out,
So I guess technically I was at home, but I didn't watch it until after it already started.
Week before school started, because I think they wanted it to line up with the start of school. And as you know, we only had the one TV with cable downstairs, and the show was on ABC Family. And I remember, like, I begged our stepdad to be like, I want to watch this tonight. And he did, like, give in to that one time, and then he saw that it was all about sex and also just like a horrible show in general that I don't think I got to watch it weekly. But I remember wow, I can't even talk. I remember it premiering.
Yeah, I think I started watching it in its second season.
Yeah, you had cable up at school.
Well, I just also watched it on my computer. It was on Hulu. And this was back before you had to pay for Hulu.
Oh, that was a thing?
That was a thing when Hulu first came out.
I had
didn't have to pay for it.
Yeah. I don't even remember like when I fully got to watch the show in its entirety, but they must have had like marathons that I did.
Yeah, and our family got wireless internet.
My freshman year of college.
No. I was in college at the time.
No, it was my freshman year.
Because I'd come home for the summers.
And you would sit out
on the porch. And when
I'd
come home on the weekends.
You would sit out on the deck.
Not only the summer before I went to college, I did that.
I don't know.
But it like lined up when we also got cell phones.
Oh yeah, it must have, because I don't know. That would have been my sophomore year, I think. Sophomore, junior year.
Well, we got cell phones the winter of 2008. That Black Friday.
Oh, yeah. Also, when I got
my BlackBerry Pearl.
So when we got contacts, too.
I got contacts.
We got them at the same
time.
Before
I went to college.
Oh, so it must have been, I had gotten contacts, and then I got a cell phone, and then I was hot shit.
Yeah.
Because no more glasses.
2008.
That was a good year for me, you know? Really stepping up in the world.
Yeah.
I remember I got the slider phone instead of the BlackBerry Pearl like you and Mom got, and then I always regretted that decision.
The BlackBerry Pearl was great. That little ball. So
that stopped working a lot.
It did stop working a lot.
The home button on the iPhone.
And it didn't stay clean because the little ball was white, and that's how you like navigated your phone. So you were always touching it. Yeah. And then it was like, I remember towards the end of my time having that phone, it was like a yellowy brown. And I was like, this is disgusting.
I remember my freshman roommate had a Blackberry, but it was a slider phone. And I think it was also touchscreen. So it was like pretty big, but it slid up into a keyboard. It was touchscreen, and then the ball was now a square. And it was the coolest phone, and I was so jealous of it because I think that's when we just had like those original Samsung Galaxy phones that we all got. Phones. I don't know if it was it was. It had the keyboard
lit up.
It was the coolest phone.
So cool.
I don't know.
Well, how was your weekend?
My weekend was good. Saturday, I didn't go outside, but I cleaned my whole apartment. We're trying to decide if we want to move apartments in the same complex to a different, you know how my complex is like 5 buildings? We want to get one with a balcony. Because this quarantine time has made me realize that like
balconies are great.
It would be so good right now because I don't have anywhere to really go outside.
They're pretty nice.
Out. Yeah.
And then I don't know your complex rules on balcony, but our landlord said we can't have a full-sized grill up there, but we can have smaller ones. So we have one of those little ones that people get when they're camping.
Yeah, Mom was talking about that too. Yeah.
We have an old one.
I don't think they would catch it. Also, like, we're not supposed to light candles in our apartment or smoke weed, but, you know. Yeah. But it also really helped with Nick's smoking habit.
Yeah, and then you could get a little grill and you could grill things.
Yeah. So we're having to decide that. The only thing that would suck is we'd have to pay another pet deposit.
Yeah.
Which would be $300.
Really?
Because so we would have to leave this apartment. Oh, yeah. We've had to pay $300 a cat. Half of it's refundable. and half of it's not, plus $20 a month per cat for rent. So we pay $40 a month. We had
Only
Bean
20 per cat?
Yeah.
We have to do 25 per cat, but we didn't have to do a deposit at the beginning.
Yeah. So we have $300 refundable, $300 non-refundable. So we'd have to do the non-refundable half again because they're going to have to clean this carpet and stuff.
We also found out because we finally asked our landlord this week, because usually he contacts us earlier in the spring and he's like, hey, you guys planning on staying for the next year? But he never contacted us. So I was like, this week, I was like, hey, Taylor, we should maybe talk to our landlord and see if we're staying here or not. So we texted him and we're like, hey, can we stay here? Is that cool? And he's like, oh yeah, that's great. And because you guys paid your rent on time during the pandemic, we're also not going to raise your rent next year.
That's nice.
Which is kind of sad.
Like, thank you for,
is our rent going to go up every year now?
That's what ours last year. So being where we're at in the suburbs, our rent when we first moved in, without all the extra stuff, just our rent alone was $12.35, which was, we had gotten a deal. But then last year they raised it to $14.10.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're going to raise it again, which is kind of why we're like, we'll just move to the balcony one, because that'd only be $50 more a month.
Yeah.
To have a balcony. And it's third floor too, so it's the top floor.
It's good you guys have an elevator.
Well, and we won't hear people above us.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're trying to decide
always nice.
If that's what we want to do is move. I don't want to move, but it would be nice.
What else are you going to be doing this summer?
Right. And then Sunday, we went to Nick's parents' house and I sat in their hot tub.
Not very socially distant.
We've already been there before this all, and Nick goes there for lunch every day. So we've already been exposed.
I guess.
Yeah.
Are his parents following the rules?
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, his dad still has to work too because his dad's a carpenter.
Well, yeah, but
yeah, his mom doesn't work and she's been home. She hasn't seen Nick's grandma's 80 and just got over cancer, so she hasn't gone over there and stuff.
Probably for the best.
Yeah, but I really wanted to use the hot tub, and his dad grilled us steak.
Nice.
Kind of, yeah. But other than that, I mean, there's not much to do. But I'm a homebody. This is like, I'm thriving.
Oh, I know. This is the best my life has ever been.
Right. Like, no one's judging. Like, no one keeps asking me to go out, and I have to say no.
Oh, well, that never happened to me before. This weekend, I watched all of Ryan Murphy's new series, Hollywood, on Netflix. That just came out on Friday, I think.
You told me it's depressing.
It is very, very good, but yeah, it's not a happy show. I remember it's 7 episodes long, and by the 5th episode, I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, is anything good going to happen to these people? Or is this show just going to be one depressing thing after another? But it does pick up. It does pick up about season. The last 2 to 3 episodes are pretty like good.
Loosely based on reality of that time era? Okay.
Oh yeah. It's you'll recognize a lot of the names in it, like Rock Hudson, Vivian Lee. A lot of the characters in the show are based on real people, but it is a rewrite of history. So you'll get it once you watch it. Yeah, but it is a really good show.
I want to watch that. I watched I think it was like Thursday and Friday. I watched all of what was that show I told you I watched with Kat Dennings and Brenda Song and Shay Mitchell?
Dollface.
Yes, I watched Dollface. It's very quick. I think they're only like 30-minute episodes and only I think 10 episodes. It was good. I mean, it wasn't great. I don't know if they'll do a season 2.
Yeah.
Wasn't any award-winning acting or storyline. But it was something else.
Yeah, it's a good, easy show to kill time.
I like that Brenda Song came back into the world. I
do like Brenda Song, and I do love her and Macaulay Culkin's relationship.
Yeah, and I like that relationship. And then the fact that she dated Trace Cyrus, Miley Cyrus's brother from Metro Station. The shake, 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 shake.
I remember.
Yeah, that was a weird relationship, but I think I like the Macaulay Culkin more. Better than Macaulay Culkin and Mila Kunis.
Did you know that they're trying for a baby?
Yes.
So maybe she's pregnant right now.
Also, Macaulay Culkin makes an appearance in the show. Now that
And he's the star of the upcoming American Horror Story.
Oh, that's gonna be great. See, I feel like they're making their reemergence back into the scene together, and I love it for them because he was like very closed offish with Mila Kunis, and like.
Do you listen to his podcast?
I have listened to it before, but I don't like keep up with it.
I love his podcast.
Follow him on Instagram.
He's very funny. I feel like we have very similar senses of humor.
Yeah.
Dark, cynical humor.
Well, and I like that he did the whole Home Alone thing.
Yeah, that commercial.
Which was good. That kind of like knowing where he stands, I guess.
Yep.
Now that his mom is out and famous as Moira Rose.
Huh?
That always weird. Mom from Home Alone is Moira Rose.
Oh, I've never seen Home Alone.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't see them until I was an adult, but I wonder why we never watched those as kids.
I don't know. It's also like I don't think I've ever seen any of the like Land Before Time movies. I've never seen Jurassic Park.
I've seen one Land Before Time, but I think it's because they played it at the tanning salon. But because that's also where I saw The Princess Bride was at the tanning salon.
But also we wouldn't have seen the whole thing because
no, it was like parts of it. But I think that's the only reason why I know it.
Yeah,
or we might have watched it one day in school.
Yeah, I also have no memory of like Disney movies that I'm like probably saw it, but I was like 6 at the time.
Like Bambi,
or The Lion King or Little Mermaid,
like, Fox and the Hound and stuff. Like, do you also have?
I remember Fox and the Hound because I loved that movie, so I know I watched it a lot.
Do you just like not know like 10 years of your life? Like, I don't remember our childhood whatsoever, and I don't know if that's normal. Like, what are we repressing?
I don't really remember much before Waverly. I have bits and pieces here and there, but I think that's everybody. You don't remember.
13 and prior, I don't remember. Because like Mom talks about like me like being bullied and stuff in like middle school by the mean girls.
Oh, I think maybe she just says that because you'd come home from school crying like every day.
But like I don't remember anything of that. Like
I don't think it was bullying, but no offense, and I'm sure you probably know this about yourself.
I'm a hot mess.
You're a bit of a drama queen.
A little bit, just a tiny bit.
So you would follow the drama and get yourself involved where you didn't need to be.
Like I'm very self-aware of my issues now. Like very self-aware.
You enjoy the drama even to your own detriment.
I don't anymore. I think after I moved home the last time, like I just kind of chilled out. But I'm like, living this exciting life. Obviously,
that's also age.
Yeah, like 23 to now, or 24 to now, I kind of got my shit together.
Well, that's because your brain is fully formed by the time you're 25.
Yeah, thank God it happened. Now I just like to stay home, have some cats. I don't need friends.
Nope.
Like, sorry if I have any friends listening. I probably don't. So, yeah. Like everyone, like being in Kelsey's wedding, and she has like 8 bridesmaids. And I was like, I don't think I even know 8 girls that like I would want to even invite them to my wedding.
That's true. That's why I just stuck with family.
Yeah.
I probably could have come up with it, but
like it's really convenient that Nick has 1 brother and I have 1 sister.
Yeah.
Very convenient. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, we're over an hour.
We did it.
We did it.
Are we going to stop here? Or do you want to keep chatting? What are you going to do this week?
What am I doing this week?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll probably edit this at some point. That'll be 3 to 4 hours. And I don't know. I've been... I hate to admit it, but I think I've hit my mindless TV stage point of the quarantine. And I also started watching Hoarders this weekend on Netflix.
You should watch Westworld.
I don't think I'd like Westworld.
Though it is, we finished season 2 yesterday, and it's getting to the point where I'm like, I know they're just finished season 3 on live TV, but I think they're to the point in the show where like there shouldn't be a show anymore.
Yeah, I think Taylor was saying something where he kind of like tapped out in season 2 because that's where the time travel gets real confusing.
Yeah, I saw, because it's on live right now, and there was a BuzzFeed thing this week actually of this current season, and I read the spoilers, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, that's not the kind of headspace I'm in right now. I want something funny, and I tried looking for that last night, but there's just nothing I feel like
Have you watched New Girl?
watching right now. Watched what?
New Girl?
I did a couple seasons when it was on TV, but then I stopped because it got real annoying.
Yeah, I think you probably... Do you like Zooey Deschanel?
She's fine. I mean, she's in my most favorite movie ever, but...
Right. I'm going to try to get... Once we're done with Westworld, it's going to be my turn to pick a show that we watch. So I'm making Nick do How I Met Your Mother.
Ugh. How I Met Your Mother in exchange for Westworld, a 3-season show for like a 12-season show?
How I Met Your Mother is 30-minute episodes, whereas Westworld is an hour and a half on HBO.
Yeah, but it's only like 10-episode seasons.
Oh my god, we took a week from watching it because I was like, I can't watch a serious show.
That's why me and Taylor just really don't watch anything together.
Well, so our therapist, we have 3 nights a week. That is our quality time night.
Yeah.
And we don't leave our apartment even in non-quarantine time. So that's just when we either watch a movie or a show together.
We have our YouTube stuff we watch together. We both like the Bon Appetit YouTube channel, obviously. And we like Jenna Marbles and Julian Solometa, her boyfriend.
She still has a YouTube channel.
Oh my god, she has the best YouTube channel in the world. I just remember
every Wednesday in the dorm.
Wednesday/Thursday.
Yeah, every Wednesday we'd get together and watch Jenna Marbles in the dorm.
Oh yeah, she's still putting out her videos every Wednesday/Thursday, and I think they've only gotten better with age.
Really?
They're like 20-minute episodes or whatever you call them on YouTube. And they're really funny and good.
What was I going to say next?
We also like... I'm not done listing off my...
next week.
I already downloaded and watched it all. You clearly haven't listened to the podcast I uploaded today.
No, I was working.
You got a lunch break.
It's an hour.
Yeah, and this episode was...
technically 30 minutes, but I do an hour in quarantine. Because I don't get to take my 15-minute breaks. Well, I do.
Right.
But...
Well, yeah, so I already watched all of Schitt's Creek. I know how it ends now. I debated emailing you the 6th season, but I know you don't like watching things on your computer.
Yeah, and I read one spoiler about Alexis and Ted.
I didn't catch that. You cut out.
I watched one spoiler of read one spoiler about Alexis and Ted.
And what's that?
That he goes back to Tanzania. Is that where he's at?
The Galapagos Islands.
The Galapagos Islands without her.
Well, yeah, he obviously has to. He's on a contract.
Right, but she chooses not to go with.
You still don't know how it ends.
It's true. What should I eat for dinner?
I don't know. We're having beef bulgogi bowls.
HelloFresh?
Mm-hmm. They still deliver in the quarantines.
Yeah. I don't have anything thought out. I don't know. All right. Should we end this? I'm hungry.
I guess.
Cool.
Do you have any catchphrases you want to say at the end?
Don't get pregnant. Unless you want to.
And even still, not worth
the
trouble.
You have choices, IUDs are great. Don't be a Ben. Bye.